Hello, and thank you for joining us for our Posted to the US information session. My name is Ashley Young, and I am the MFS US Program Specialist. Before we begin today, I'd like to introduce Michelle Darrell, the MFS US Program Manager, to say a few words. Michelle?
Thank you, Ashley. It took me a minute to find my unmute button there, so I appreciate the introduction. And thank you, Ashley, so much for being our facilitator this evening as we work to help families feel more supported and have information and resources to create a smooth transition opportunity to your new posting in the U.S. Good evening, everyone. As Ashley mentioned, I am Michelle Darrell, the Program Support Manager here for the MFS US team. I'm also a proud CAF spouse, currently living in the United States on our second OutCam posting. And it's my pleasure to welcome all of you here this evening, our CAF members and families, our colleagues from CFMWS, and of course, our chain of command partners. We hope that this evening will be informative and supportive. And as you are preparing to embark on an exciting new journey, we know that every posting brings peaks and valleys, and we want to acknowledge that while you may have some level of uncertainty or discomfort or questions and information you're looking to clarify, we want to ensure you that our program and service delivery is poised and remains committed to supporting families throughout your transition and throughout your journey with us. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Military Family Services, we are a division of Canadian Forces Morale and Welfare Services, or CFMWS, alongside our partners like CISIP and PSP and CanX. Here at MFS US, we are dedicated to providing resources, navigation, and service support to CAF members and their families across 32 states. And our team of 17, which includes 12 in community service providers, works collaboratively from coast to coast to ensure that all OutCan families receive the support and resources that they need to be successful and feel that they can navigate well within their new communities. Tonight, you have an opportunity to gain a snapshot of our programs and services, as well as insights into the intricacies of OutCan life in the U.S. We welcome your questions, and should you have inquiries that require a bit more of an individualized approach, we will ensure that you are connected with the most relevant information and individuals to support your unique needs. We understand that sessions like this can be a lot and feel overwhelming with information. So to ensure that you have access to the most up-to-date and accurate information, we encourage you to stay connected with us, whether that's on social media, signing up for our newsletter, and exploring our suite of programs and services on the website. And mostly, we hope you connect with your community providers and the team here so we can help navigate some of that uncertainty or navigate your questions to help you feel supported and confident in your journey. So for all of you who are about to embark on this OutCan adventure with us, we're wishing you all the best. And please remember that we're here for you. And I'll pass it back over to Ashley.
Thank you, Michelle. All right. So the formal portion of today's presentation will take roughly 30 minutes, and it's designed for those preparing to move to the United States. We'll be covering a few key topics, including who we are at MFS and what we do, important steps to take before your move, some hot topics like healthcare and employment, and then we'll wrap it up with a questions and answer session at the end. So I will start by noting that throughout the presentation, you'll notice QR codes in the top right corner of your screen, along with the corresponding link. So if at any point you're looking for more information about the topic we're discussing, you'll be able to visit those web pages. So in this instance, we're looking at a map of the US. Therefore, the QR code takes you to our locations webpage where you can explore more information about each state. With this said, there are roughly 770 plus CAF members posted to the United States at any given time across 32 of the 50 states. The states highlighted in red are the states that have an MFS team member in location, whereas the states highlighted in the darker gray are the states supported by outreach locations. Our mission as MFS US is to contribute to the well-being of CAF families stationed to the United States by ensuring access to information and services, thus enabling a rewarding OutCan experience. This mission is achieved with the aid of a team specifically designated to support CAF families posted to the United States. We are a team of 17 led by a senior manager and include a program manager, program specialist, 2 regional coordinators, a family counselor, and 11 program providers. We would strongly advise that you reach out to your location provider as they possess a wealth of information and insights. Whether it's about the altitude in Colorado, tornadoes in Oklahoma, or school districts in Alaska, our providers are ready and well equipped to address any specific, unique questions you may have. Additionally, our team members with a red star by their photo will be leaving us this posting season, so stay connected as we recruit and hire new team members throughout the spring and summer. So what do our services look like? Well, they look like this. We offer comprehensive relocation support, including information briefs like this one, essential mental health resources, including our wonderful family counselor who is solely dedicated to serving CAF families in the US. And we offer extensive guidance on key topics such as children's education, employment, and other common OutCan challenges. And then we have things like child and youth resources, deployment support, and more. We provide these services with the help of our many partners, including the chain of command, on-base and community resources, incredible organizations like Military OneSource, and specialty programs like the MFS Employment Network. We also work closely with PSP, our education team, the Padres, and the US OutCan Health Services team. While posted OutCan to the United States, you'll likely fall under one of two chains of command, CDLS Washington or Can Element NORAD, both of which have their own welcome books that will provide you with all of the policy details you'll need for your OutCan posting. So let's start by going over a few things you'll want to do, be aware of, or at least consider before your move. Starting with your house hunting trip. Research and planning are key to finding a property and neighborhood that suit your needs. And thankfully, you can do many things ahead of time that will help you find the right fit. Websites like Zillow and the Neighborhood Navigator are great places to start. I would also recommend establishing contact with your sponsor and your location's MFS team member, as they will be able to connect you with your community and therefore connect you to advice and insights you might not otherwise receive. You'll also want to familiarize yourself with the HHT sections of your welcome book. During your HHT, your goal is to find suitable accommodations that cover the expected duration of your tour, are within your rent ceiling and square footage entitlement, and provide a lease that includes things like the military clause, death clause, and insolvency clause. You'll also want to think about coordinating services with local utility providers, looking into automobile and property insurance, and maybe contacting the local school district if you have school-age children. And all of these topics will be addressed in your welcome book in greater detail. Opening a US bank account should be one of your top priorities as you prepare for your move. This can be done before your HHT through cross-border banking, or can be one of the first tasks you complete once you've arrived for your HHT. Some institutions known to offer cross-border banking include RBC, CIBC, BMO, and TD. Note that there is a difference between a currency account and a banking account. You'll require a banking account. This account is used to deposit things like your rent and utility allotments. Lastly, it is highly recommended that you maintain a checking account with a Canadian institution during your posting. If a Canadian address is required, the addresses listed to the right, also in your welcome book, are available to CAF members and their families for financial documents. For additional financial insights, I would recommend taking a look at the recent CISIP financial session called OutCan Financial Survival Guide, where they discuss your new financial realities, the cost of living, allowances, and more. It should be noted that throughout the presentation, they use the word deploy interchangeably with an OutCan posting. Please know that everything they're sharing still applies. When preparing for your move, one of the things you'll need to complete is your household inventory. You'll want to include things like serial numbers, price, and pictures, especially on those higher ticket items or collectibles. A few good inventory apps you might consider downloading to help with this task are Sortly, Memento, or Nest Egg. It is highly recommended that you maintain this list throughout your posting, as you will need it again when you're posted back to Canada. Additionally, some documents you'll want to be mindful of requesting earlier rather than later will include things like your driver's abstract, auto insurance history, health records, and educational transcripts. It might also be a good idea to consider having those important documents translated from French to English before crossing the border. A few additional considerations to start thinking about include things like where do you plan to cross the border? And will that border crossing be able to accommodate the things you require, like vehicle importation? Also, do you have a pet moving with you? If so, are they crossing the border with you or going via plane? If they're flying, check with the airlines in advance, as some will not transport certain breeds and others will not transport during the summer months. While there's a lot to plan and prepare before your move, one area that often gets overlooked is the cultural adjustment. An outcam posting requires you to step into a new cultural environment, and with that often comes some level of culture shock. It's easy to assume that because Canada and the US are neighbors, things will feel familiar, but in reality, there are some key differences that may take you by surprise. These differences can show up in all kinds of ways, from population density and state-specific regulations to things like climate extremes or local wildlife. So some simple ways to help ease this transition include anticipating an adjustment period, being patient with yourself and your family, staying open to new experiences, finding and connecting with your Canadian community, and reaching out for support, including from MFS. As mentioned on the previous slide, a key point to keep in mind is the importance of being prepared for climate differences, specifically hazards or natural disasters. I will say that it's not a matter of if you'll need to be prepared, but when. This isn't meant to alarm you or sound corny, but it's supposed to emphasize the importance of understanding the risks you may face and being ready for them. Many of these hazards do occur in Canada, and you may already be familiar with some. However, depending on where you're posted in the US, they may happen more frequently or vary in severity. For example, tornadoes in the Midwest, hurricanes in the Southeast, or extreme heat in the South. So please take a moment to look at this map, locate your posting area, and visit our webpage for a more detailed overview of the regional risks and the best way to prepare. All right, on to our hot topics. So historically, the main challenges for CAF members and families living in the US have been healthcare navigation, spousal employment, and children's education. The healthcare process in the US is different than what you're used to in Canada, but rest assured, as MFS works alongside the health services team to ensure we're getting members and their families the most up-to-date information regarding healthcare, all of which can be found on the CFMWS website at /US-healthcare, where you'll find information guides, FAQs, how-tos, and more. You'll also find information about the PFAC, the Patient and Family Advisory Committee, comprised of community members dedicated to ensuring all OutCan families receive accurate information while navigating the healthcare system in the United States. And now I will take a break, let you listen to someone else, and turn it over to the Health Services Coordinator, Master Corporal Kevin Ramkishore.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for being here. So here for healthcare, the large majority of you will be falling under TRICARE, and that's essentially our version of Blue Cross. So to access TRICARE, however, there's a registration process, and that begins with DEERS. DEERS is the Defense Enrollment Eligibility Registration System. That's how you get your access card, your US IDs, and all those things. And then you'll need all your forms, posting message, and then a couple forms once you get into the US and kind of tee up with your OR. Key points there is that to ensure to let them know that you are Canadian and NATO. There's going to be a lot of things here that I'm going to say that you're probably not going to retain. So I'm going to say right now, just take a quick save of our website and our MFS folks. Make sure you for their email. So you register with your patient admin at your local primary military treatment facility once you've registered with DEERS. So it's DEERS, get your ID cards, and then to the what we would call the MIR or the clinic. Here it's called military treatment facility. Now, some of you in the states of DC, Maryland, California, Hawaii, Texas, Virginia, Washington fall under a reciprocal healthcare agreement, and that references inpatient services, which are covered under TRICARE under very specific circumstances. Your primary insurance is TRICARE. Your card in the back, it'll read direct care. So that is no cost through the military treatment facility. Everything we do, we channel people towards the MTFs as that reduces costs. All CAF members will seek care at the MTFs. It's exactly like back home. You just go to the MIR, and then from there you can kind of get referred out. For dependents, if you're entitled, if you're here under DoD invite, which means you're working with the American military specifically, then that will also allow make you eligible for TRICARE benefits. For dependents, you can access off-base resources. For CAF members, you get into referrals and a lot of approvals. If there's an emergency, however, for whether it's CAF member, dependent, child, always get care first, call 911, stabilize the situation. And then as soon as possible, if you're a participant within TRICARE, then your next call is TRICARE to let them know that you're at the hospital so they can initiate the required referrals. Usually after that, you're probably calling the CAF MLO, the Canadian Forces Medical Liaison Officer, which is currently Major Jaron Martin. So for the CAF, you can use, for CAF members, you can use civilian resources, but ultimately, at the end of the day, if you want to get money back, then you must have had pre-approvals to do so. So that kind of hits the second key point of keep us informed. As soon as you cross that border, we've lost track of you. You're in the US, you're in a different jurisdiction, medical record, a lot of the administration that happened back home for CAF members, it's on you now. So please keep us informed, take note of our email. If in doubt, always just reach out. If you need access to the base, if you need care prior to your registration, if you need care on base, so it's possible, but it is administratively intensive. For CAF members, the guidance is to treat this like a deployment. Make sure that you have 6 months of supply of Medicaid, like if you can. For your family members, kind of same idea. If you have ongoing things, try to resolve those. And then if you do have things that you're tracking, reach out to us. Just know that here it's a very there's many steps to this. It's a big system. I'm going to actually just quote one of our Defense Health Agency partners. They say that we come from a universal healthcare system to a complicated healthcare system. So you have a team here to help you with that. So for public service healthcare plan, so that's specifically the administrators are Canada Life and MSH International. That is only for dependents. CAF members don't have access to public service. It's TRICARE or Blue Cross, CAF MLO, things Dependents, that's where things are different, or I guess maybe similar civilian side. It's insurance companies. So a lot of it is there's no direct billing. So it's pay and then claim. Through the CAF member does have access to advances to facilitate all of that. Let your gaining unit OR, so whether it's CDLS or CFSU, they'll action your supplemental to comprehensive coverage, that switch. And then it gets backdated to when you cross the border. So I know that you're going to say a question's going to happen where, okay, I'm on my way in. I haven't done any of those things. Something happens. What do I do? If there's an emergency, seek care immediately. And then in that situation, you were going to be in a direct billing situation, or no direct billing situation anyways. We can push advances and do things, make sure that things are taken care of. It's just delayed. Dental care for dependents is on the economy. So even if you do have access to TRICARE, chances are you're at an MTF, military treatment facility, that doesn't offer dental care to US dependents. Therefore, Canadian dependents don't have access to dental care. So that's through the economy. Shop around. Dental here can be whatever the dentist wants you to pay. So shop around. There are some places that do take direct billing for Canada Life. That helps a lot. And then if you have any major big items, especially when it comes to Canada Life and the public service, try and use the same predetermination, pre-approval idea that I gave that CAF members kind of have to follow. It is an option and a recommendation for dependents, just because bills get high here. Claims take a while to come back. The key is patience, a lot of patience, but we do kind of get through it. There are systems in place. We're getting better at a lot of the issues as well, quicker at resolving them, but just have some patience. When you do file your claims and they do get processed, eventually you get an explanation of benefits, or EOB. On there's going to be certain codes. First one you see on your screen is R70. That's for medical expenses. If there's an excess, essentially, that the insurance, or sorry, if you were in Canada, the portion that would have been covered by the insurance gets covered through FSDs, essentially, and the CAF gives you your money back for that, but you're still a little bit out of pocket. It's the same for excess dental. Again, dental here is super expensive, can get super expensive. The administrators will give you that coding, and then if you see excess dental, we can reimburse that for you. It's through our mailbox, submit the claim, and then we go through the process. Dependent immunizations, for a lot of you have had like screenings and all those things. Those things are also covered through FSDs, MFSIs. And then I already spoke to the advances. To the right there, you see your health services team. You'll see a familiar name, Major Jared Martin, Canadian Armed Forces Medical Liaison Officer. We do also have Captain Andrew McNeil, our Health Services Administration Officer. He's actually leaving this APS, and we will be getting a Captain Rook. And then you have myself. We do also have two civilians as part of the team. Medical records is handled by Ms. Natalia Pella. All CAF members incoming, take note of this name, because that is where your medical records will go. You have a medical appointment, you go, you get your medical records, and then we need that to upload to CFHIS. Mike Begin, he is our FIN or assistance medical claims. So for dependents, perhaps take a note of that name, as he'll be processing a lot of the claims, CAF members as well, actually. He'll be processing claims, and he's usually pretty quick with them. We do also have, it's not on the slide, but as part of the team nonetheless, he's our leader, Commander Ian Beck. He's the Canadian Forces Health Services Attaché. He works directly with Defense Health Agency, Pentagon, just higher level things. But to the right there, we are your day-to-day. Again, take note of our website, and then we're here as needed.
Amazing. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
So that does sound very overwhelming. We recognize that, and that's one of the reasons that the PFAC was created. And we're currently working with the health services team to potentially host a navigating healthcare session in the fall once people have sort of settled and have those questions. So just hold tight, don't be too nervous. We will get you that information. Okay, on to employment insurance. So if you are eligible, it is very important that you apply for EI benefits as soon as you stop working, even if your employer has not yet issued your record of employment. Delaying your application by more than 4 weeks after your last day of work may result in a loss of benefits. To collect employment insurance while residing in the US, you must be legally authorized to work, which means holding a valid employment authorization document. Your benefits will not begin or resume until after you have received your EAD. It should be emphasized that EI benefits are not retroactive. Therefore, the sooner you apply and receive your EAD, the better. On to what the EAD is. So what is the employment authorization document? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It is the document spouses and dependents over the age of 16 must obtain to legally work in the US. Even if you're working remotely for a Canadian company, you will still require an EAD. Additionally, you cannot apply for this document until you have moved and are physically in your location to live. It can take anywhere from 8 to 16 weeks for processing, shorter if you're lucky, and once received, it will only be valid for the duration of your posting, but no more than 3 years. If your posting is more than that 3 years, you will be required to go through the renewal process. The best way to go about learning more about beginning the EAD application process would be to contact your EAD point of contact. For CDLS, this would be the protocol coordinator, and for Canada at NORAD, this would be the CFSU administrative assistant. Children's Education Management. So they are here to support the educational needs of CAF families in a variety of situations, both in-can and out-can, to lessen the impact frequent relocation can have on schooling. Their areas of responsibility include educational screenings, which are required for all dependents under the age of 23, and the administration of education-related allowances for expenses such as tutoring, shelter, and family reunion travel. If you would like to know more about education benefits and allowances, you are encouraged to contact your designated SEM administrator or even visit our education websites. If you have access to a military installation, you'll likely also have access to a school liaison. They are located at most US bases and are the main point of contact for military families and local school systems. They offer assistance, with all school-related matters, pre-kindergarten through grade 12, including transition support, school selection, referrals, and transfer of credits. You also have access to our MFS education team, which is made up of expert advisors with years of experience in supporting mobile families and students from diverse educational backgrounds. Additionally, if you plan to check out schools while on your house hunting trip, you may want to confirm what documents will be required for registration. The obvious ones being things like a birth certificate, proof of residence, or immunization records. More importantly, you'll want to consider the questions you may have for them. Although the US and Canada can be similar in many ways, there are a few cultural differences to be mindful of. So think about what your concerns are. Do you want to know what the class sizes are like, extracurriculars, English as a second language? These are just some of the questions you may want answers to. As briefly mentioned on the previous slide, if you have access to a military installation, you'll also have access to a wide range of resources. Military OneSource is a great starting point to learn more about your specific base, as well as the programs and services available to you and your family. Keep an eye out for the Commander's Key Support Program. This is a US-based volunteer initiative that helps connect families with their command teams, the installation itself. And don't forget to take advantage of on-base amenities like the commissary and exchange, where groceries and household items are often more affordable than in the local community. Your base may also provide access to libraries, recreation centers, and fitness facilities, many of which provide playgroups, youth programs, fitness classes, and some even offer specialized health and wellness services. So I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that all of today's resources can be found on our website at cfmws.ca/United-States, where you'll find information on just about every aspect of an outcam posting, from the different stages of the posting cycle to key contacts to location-specific details, upcoming events, and helpful navigational tools for those common challenges while posted to the United States. And that is the end of this presentation. So what's next? Well, we invite you to join us at our upcoming APS Social a week from today. This is an opportunity for incoming community members to connect with us and each other in a relaxed virtual setting. It'll be the perfect chance to ask those questions, connect with key resources, and engage with others in a supportive environment. Additionally, we would love for you to fill out our intake form, as this is a key component to staying connected with us throughout your journey and receiving our monthly communications. And lastly, follow us on Facebook. This is where all our live updates and national content will be delivered first. This is where you'll find resource promotions, friendly reminders, and details about upcoming programs. With that, I hope the information highlighted throughout this presentation has provided you with the guidance needed as you prepare for your move. You can expect a follow-up email with the link to this recording no later than Monday, May 5th.